Hello everyone, I'm Ravewood, and welcome to the RaveCraft server. So this is the same server I was playing on before, except we restarted it a year ago. And so I want to give you a tour of what I've been up to, and then in the next episode we're going to jump into a new project that I'm super excited about. So this is my starter house slash spaceship, and if we fly away from it here we can get a little bit of a better view. It's still definitely a work in progress. I gotta finish off the wings, and I really am excited to get the engine emissions coming out of the back here. And then I also want to focus on getting more shape and surface details to it. But all in all, I'm really happy with how it's coming along. Definitely more work to go though. And the interior's coming along too. I've got a lot of dead space in the wings, so I tucked a nice little uh, smelter in there. And then inside here we've got the main cargo hold, and this is really the heart of any base. This is my storage area. And I want to put a second layer in here and then get this thing all fully automated so it automatically sorts and puts away everything. At the moment I've got a little bit of a shulker problem going on, especially with the addition of adding in the mini blocks from the Vanilla Tweaks website recently. So that's all mini blocks right there. In the back here I've got the engine room, which I haven't detailed or decorated yet, and just kind of using for miscellaneous stuff. And then over here we have all the forward area, the crew areas. And that just gives access into the other wing there, but there's nothing really there. So I've got all these rooms set up, and they've all got different purposes. Up top though is where I've actually got some work done on. This room right here is going to be the Astrometrics Lab, and I want to have maps of different areas of the server up on the wall and some people working in the room doing the work. This map is of the shopping area. For now though, we'll just leave it at looking at the map, and we'll do a second tour of the shopping area later. If we head out forward into the ship, we've got this space set up that is going to be the main bridge, and right behind the main bridge is the one decorated area of the ship, the captain's ready room. And of course, I'm the captain, so this is my room. So I've got some nice stuff on the walls, and really going with a cramped feel inside the spaceship because there really should be limited space in a spaceship. And I really like how the decorations came out. It's cramped, it's got the feel I want, it's got kind of a techie and lived-in feel, and I've got some armor stands in the closets to hold gear. And this is a map of my base. It is enormous, like absolutely enormous. This is my spaceship here. It's built between roughly block 180 to 200, and this thing's over 100 blocks long. I don't remember exactly how big it is anymore. It's like 160 or something. Anyways, this is my ocean monument that I tore down to the base and made a guardian farm out of. Over here we've got the villager trading hall that I'm still working on because I'm waiting for more supplies to go into the shopping area so I can buy them and finish building it. And then this is my my automated food processing center, and I'm also waiting for more supplies there so I can finish building the exterior and then finish up the interior. I've got a few more farms I want to tuck in there. And this is giving me all my food that I'm trading with the villagers in here to get all of my books and everything. And then this big area right here is a skyscraper in the center, and that black square there in the direct center of the town is my nether portal where you come into the city at. So let's go hop around and take a look at a few places. And of course the closest one is the Guardian Farm. And I've got these square pads on each side of the city, and they're going to be for industrial level farming. That way there I can go have all of my giant farms in one area and I can separate them out so I'm only loading up so much at a time. That just helps reduce the lag across the server. And this Guardian farm looks a lot like the farm that Iscal made in the Season 6 of RaveCraft. And that is because he and I actually were designing the same farm at the same time. But I wasn't making a video at the time. I did take a few tips from what he made and from his work with Gembomb MC. And so you got all this string up here, which helps with the pack spawns and just increases the spawning speed in here. And then, just because I had some space, I tucked some bee farms in and some turtle farms. And these are just temporary, I want to move them to better places. But I really just needed to start collecting up some scoot so that I could use it in the shopping center. How did you get out? You're not supposed to be out here. Next we have the central skyscraper area, and I was working on this when COVID broke out and suddenly my kids were home from school every day and I just didn't have the time to be able to really keep working on it. So I need to get back to it, finish off the top layer, and then I want to set up a way of going, let's just land. And then I want to come in here, build some stairways going from the top to the bottom, and that way there'll be easier access to get up and down. And I was thinking of opening it up so that everyone on the server could take a floor and have an area in my base. So the whole idea for the design of this base is that there's going to be a bunch of these floating platforms with buildings on them in the water, and I haven't done it yet. Stupid Frostwalker. You're useful in the other, but you're annoying otherwise. And I haven't built it yet, but I want to have supports going from the ground all the way up and actually have the city being held up in the water. So that's definitely a future thing to be working on. I'm going to have a lot of those because, well, there's a big walkway that goes all the way around the outer perimeter of the city. Then we've got a little bit of garden space here as you come up to the front. And in the middle here I want to build a little bit of a park type area with some custom trees and just kind of add to the nice feel of the whole area. And that way there, when you come through the nether portal, you just come out and you're in a nice park in the middle of a giant skyscraper. I also want to add some more features to this to make it a little bit more futuristic looking, and have some ideas on how I want to do that. Alright, let's take off and go to the next place because I'm rambling. So here's this walkway that I mentioned. It goes all the way around the outer perimeter in hexagon shape. And we go off to the side and turn around. Here is the villager pyramid. This is my villager trading hall. I don't have a good name for it yet, but it's going to be a cloning and reproduction facility. And so I'm waiting for some more warped wood in the shopping center so I can finish up these bands that go up and over. And I really just kind of like how they break up the shape. They've also got some lights tucked in there so that it lights up the side of the pyramid at night, which actually looks really cool. And then we've got a 3x3 piston door as the entrance into each side of the building. But I want to take and put a combination lock in the floor out here, and I need to do some experiments and come up with a good design. Alright, and in the top here we've got a custom made villager trading hall that I might make a tutorial on because it's really easy and super customizable for anyone. You can make it pretty much anywhere. And then at the moment they're just falling down onto these slime blocks and getting in a little catch basin. But they tend to escape like this guy, and so I have to leave some bows out here. It's not a good system. But my plan is I'm going to have a series of holding tanks up here, and a lot of them will just be decorative. But this is going to be a cloning facility, and so drop down into the holding tank, and then I can drop them down into the floor or wherever I want to ship them off somewhere if I need more. Right now though, I'm just breeding some up because I just got a new villager added into the breeder, and I'm trying to get some of the different outfit. Here we've got the villagers, they're all in their little trading area, and this is also a custom design. I really had to make my own here because underneath all the redstone is in water. So I just had to make a custom design to be able to deal with the underwater redstone aspects. Oh, I drowned. You were loud though. Anyways, this trading hall is just absolutely fantastic and I love it. And we've got a lot more work to do here. I've got some big plans for this area. Especially since in the past there's been problems with the other person that has a nice big trading hall like this. And people breaking in and using her trading hall without permission in order to bypass having to buy books at the shopping area. And this place is pretty easy to find. It's right out in the open. So we're going to make it so that this place is impossible to break into. And that'll involve some really fun tricks. Alright, so over here we have our automated food processing center. And this is the other spot where I want more warped wood to fill in these areas. And I think I was planning on doing it across the bottom here too, but I don't recall offhand. I have it all in my notes somewhere. So on the inside of here we've got a ton of open space, and this is because I'm going to build a big chorus flower farm in here. And I've got an idea on how I can actually fully automate it with a minimal amount of redstone that will work on servers. And that's a big thing because all the fully automated chorus farms I've seen do not work well on servers. And then on the side here I've got a melon and pumpkin farm tucked in on that side, and I produce a lot more melons than pumpkins, so on this side I've got just a melon farm tucked in here. And actually they produce about the same amount of melons, which is kind of weird. It just shows how the checkerboard pattern of how the melons are laid out in here really helps, or really affects the overall production. This is going to be the main entrance up here, and I'm going to run up here, and at the top here there's going to be a main storage room for everything. I'm just waiting to get all the farms in and figure out how I'm sending all the items up to the storage area before I build it. We've got some nice villager powered farms in here. We've got potatoes, carrots, beetroot, and then 2 wheat farms because they use a lot more wheat than the other ones, and wheat is harvested slower. And they're really simple designs, and it's just this guy in here, and he just goes around and harvests stuff, which he is not doing a good job of keeping up, but it's also nighttime. And then he just fills up his inventory and he has nothing to do with it. So all the excess stuff drops on the ground, and this minecart zips back and forth picking it all up, and then unloads it right here in a hopper unloader. Right now it's just going into this chest, but later on it'll be going off to the main storage area up top. And all the excess stuff like seeds I just turn into bone meal here. So if we move on, we've got another industrial farming pad here, and I want to take and put my concrete maker and tree farm and TNT based stuff on this pad. And these things are about 64 by 64, so there's tons of space to leave or to put stuff there. And early on when I first moved to this area, I started off on a little island and just turned into like a little crash place like I would have seen in Skyrim or other games. A little shipwreck island. And underneath that island I had a little place where I did some starter farming areas. So let's go take a look at that now. So this is my farming ravine down here, and I just tucked a bunch of little farms in here, and I still come down here and use it all the time, although there's no good way of getting in here anymore, and no one actually knows about it. nowadays. So one of the first farms I made was the Pickle Farm, and this is an Il Mango design that's really awesome, works amazingly. And this just provides me with tons of sea pickles that I used to light up underneath of my town. I also have a little snow farm under here that I get all the snow blocks from, and I use those for a lot of the white in my town. I was going to make a more advanced snow farm there, but I ended up switching over to white concrete. I needed a brown mushroom farm, so I designed this, which occasionally has problems with being right on a chunk border here. I'll fix that in a minute. And this is a really good design. I need to make a video on this also. Oh, there we go. It just activated, and that just takes and pushes all the mushrooms that grow. They take and spread from here down onto these side platforms and down there also. And then the water just pushes them off the end like that. And there's a water collection system right here that pushes them all over to a storage behind that elevator. And it just works off of a little etho hopper timer right here that just gives a quick double pulse and turns it on and back off. But for my potion shop in the shopping center, I needed brown mushrooms, so now I've got all the brown mushrooms I could ever want. Tucked away over that way a little ways is a slime farm, and oh, that was empty. It just kills all the slimes for me and shifts them over here in water streams, and I just collect them up out of these chests and smash them into blocks and stick them in that shulker there. I've got this little farming here. It's nothing special, just as advertised, or as it looks. And over here I made a little bit more of a cavey type area with sugarcane along the sides. And this place has been very handy. Doesn't produce a whole lot, but it's been running enough for me to have lots of rockets and paper. And this is the place that I really came down here to show off. This is my underwater grotto, and a while ago I made my own Afk Fishing Farm, back when they actually worked. And so I would just sit here and AFK fish, mostly because I wanted game tags. And then I made myself a nice place to be able to go on fishing. So I've got some fishing here, I've got all sorts of corals on the wall, little undersea ruin type things, and I just love how this place turned out. I'm really happy with it. And it would be sad if I didn't do anything with the other side of my base. When the Nether update came out, we deleted the Nether and reset it, and so I got everyone together and we came up with this Nether tunnel design. It's very simple and easy to make. I like it. And so I made like several thousand blocks of this. But I also made myself my own personal Nether hub. So I've got this nice little area decorated here with a few things tucked off to the side, and different paths going off in different directions to other people's bases and stuff. Over here in this corner we've got a strider pen tucked away, and they get to run around on their lava, but I still have a nice safe spot to mount and dismount. And in that barrel I've got a bunch of spare saddles and fungi on sticks, so I'm all set. And these guys are a lot of fun to just go hop on or run around in the Nether with. And it's a lot less scary running around on them on the lava than it is flying through the Nether with unloaded chunks, or difficulty in getting chunks to load. But I did build into my Nether hub the ability to fly in and out after the tunnels are made. I didn't make the connecting one on that side. So I've got these openings here so I can fly in and out from the north or the south. And then over here I've got a nice cow set up with milk so I can clear off any debuffs that I have, like Bad Omen. And in this corner I've got my piglin bartering farm that I made. I've just got two of them in here. And I throw some gold up in here and it filters down, just just press that button and it automatically dispenses all the gold to them. And then it fills up storage in here. I need to clear that out and put in some more gold. This has been the main base tour. I've got several satellite facilities like my witch farm and flower farm, but we'll check those out in future episodes. For now, I want to say thank you for watching and checking out what I've been up to, and I've got an exciting new project that I'm going to start off the next episode with. So, I look forward to seeing you back, and until next time, have fun gaming. Goodbye.